At Precognition Labs, we do help marketplaces, especially or broadly all B2C companies, automate their trust and safety, fraud, risk, and compliance. That way, they can provide a secure platform for their customers at much cheaper cost, much faster cadence, and bring the operations in-house versus depending on bunch of outsourced BPO vendors to take care of it. That's what my co-founder and I have been up to in the last 15 plus years across many B2C companies. And now we are building a platform that would help every B2C company get really good at their trust and safety game. Yeah, I mean, our target customers or users are operations people, operations team. And they are like boots on the ground who wants to get things done, get their like queues taken care of, do it in a very like speedy way to deliver value to their customers. Whenever we meet any of these operations team, almost in the first meeting, one of the questions is how do we handle their user data, because they care a lot about user privacy. And as part of that, their requirement is, are we SOC 2 Type 2 compliant? The conversations where we led with we are SOC 2 Type 2, those conversations were very well like advanced quickly, versus those other conversations where we hadn't had SOC 2 Type 2 yet. They're like, well, we need to check in with our compliance and privacy, and basically those conversations took longer to make progress or got stalled. So at least in our industry where we process user data of our customers, they care about SOC 2 Type 2 as a baseline to even like start the engagement. Yeah, I mean, we are a eight months old startup, and the very first customer pilot we were about to start, as part of their vendor onboarding process, one of the checkboxes is, are we SOC 2 Type 2 compliant? And when we said no, we are not, they're like, pause the engagement, go get a SOC 2 Type 2 first before we can get started. Then we realized that we need to get what exactly is SOC 2, how long it takes. And that's when we started our research on like freaking out on like how quickly can we get SOC 2 Type 2. Realize that the path to SOC 2 Type 2 is SOC 2 Type 1, which we can get in a few weeks as long as our infrastructure is in order. And SOC 2 Type 1 helped us convince our pilot customers that we are on our path to SOC 2 Type 2, hence we can begin the POC. But the requirement was that to go full contract, they did need SOC 2 Type 2. So that was our beginning. Like basically our first customer that we started pilot with required this. So from that sense, we did start early on this journey. Why ComplyJet? Well, when we were looking for SOC 2 Type 2, we did Google up a bit, ChatGPT up a bit, and then Varun, you reached out on email with a really personalized message on exploring partnership to help us with SOC 2 Type 2. And that email felt very personalized and very targeted. And I was also surprised on how did you realize that we are looking for SOC 2 Type 2, but I'm sure there's like enough signals out there. And then when I replied to that email, you got onto a call within 30 minutes, 9:30 p.m. PST. And that showed a very strong commitment, founder commitment to get things done quickly, versus other companies we spoke to. We were one of their many customers, and they put us through the sales channel. Whereas with ComplyJet, it was a lot easier to talk to a founder, feel like a red carpet welcome, and taking calls at 9:30 p.m. to get things done. Those are the things that made us decide to go with ComplyJet. Yeah, one of our pilot customers did ask for pen testing, because one of our product is a browser plugin that sits on the enterprise devices, having access to a lot more private information, enterprise data. So in addition to SOC 2 Type 2, they also wanted a pen test done to make sure we have the right security in place. When we combined both of them, that gave them a very high assurance that we got our compliance right, and we also had an independent third-party pen testing security done right, which you did facilitate, help us find the vendor quickly. So we do appreciate that. Those two helped us navigate that conversation quickly. And typically that's what we have seen. Like nowadays we lead with that conversation saying, hey, we are a SOC 2 Type 2 compliant with third-party independent security testing done. And that conversation helps like skip through like first 5 steps of going back and forth to directly get to identifying, like, let's identify which POC we should do when type of conversation. We are a small team, and it's not like we have a large sales process or anything. So we do want to go from ideation to building to deployment quickly. So having these pre-done early on helps like shorten that initial onboarding cycle for us. I think like few customers we onboarded, they all had vendor onboarding process, a variety of kind, but all of them did have these checkboxes where we had to like provide information on when did we get SOC 2 Type 2, by whom, what were the report that stood out, things like that. So getting through that vendor onboarding quickly was a key in getting to a pilot. Yeah, like especially for those people who have domain experience, you would want to start building a product from day one, which kind of makes sense, especially if you have domain experience in certain fields and you want to build product in those fields. And if you come from large companies, then a lot of compliance is already taken care of for us. So we would just get to start building. But when my co-founder and I started, we knew nothing about compliance, but we knew how to build the product that we wanted to build. So going through SOC 2 helped us think about what policies to have in place, what access to put in place, what type of monitoring to have. Even for that matter, the device management that is part of SOC, how to set that up and which vendor to use. So I think going through that process helped us get our basics right so that we can then, on that strong foundation, build our product and sell it to enterprises. Especially with enterprises, the compliance confidence needs to be high, because even one mess up, we would lose the trust and we would lose that customer forever. And with enterprise customers, the customers we talk to, they keep changing different jobs in different companies. So it's not like if we lose one customer, it's just that enterprise. Probably every job they would take up for the next 10 years, we would not get any of those contracts. So building on a strong foundation for compliance to make sure we earn enterprise trust was high, and going through SOC 2 helped us set up those basics early on without second guessing, are we doing the right thing?